Have you become bored of Subnautica's vanilla submarines? Is the Seamoth just not strong enough and the Cyclops just not big enough? Well, the Beluga submarine has you covered, or as you might know it, the Atlas. We finally have a brand new Atlas submarine mod for Subnautica 2.0, and let me just say, this thing is absolutely massive. Stretching to a mega 73 meters long, this submarine will dwarf even a Reaper Leviathan, and that size doesn't go to waste, with the submarine boasting huge amounts of open space for customization and containing two internal docks for storing Seamoths and prawn suits. The submarine has 3 decks you can explore, with the main interior section featuring 5 rooms that can be tailored exactly to your liking, while also containing the vehicle's mighty engine and bridge. Below this deck is a large empty area that can be converted into anything you like, and moving to the next compartment you will find the vehicle's battery storage area, containing enough free space for a colossal 16 batteries to keep you moving on long journeys. This room is below the vehicle's bridge and gives you an alternative view out of the submarine's massive window. The submarine's top floor is reserved for a cozy viewing deck with 2 large windows on either side, with plenty of space for customization. Pushed forward by its military class Generation 9 high energy positron cold fusion reactor, the submarine has 3 different speed ratings, ranging from the slow 7 meters a second eco mode to the top speed 18 meters a second IME mode. The vehicle comes fitted as standard with a fully voiced onboard AI which will continuously scan and warn you of any nearby threats, and even has the ability to help you stabilize the submarine if you've dived at too harsh of an angle. Naturally, with a submarine of this size, the cost of crafting such a behemoth is high, requiring plasteel ingots, kyanite, enamelled glass, and 8 reactor rods. Not to forget power cells, advanced wiring kits, aerogel, and Cyclops upgrades, with the most important thing of all being feces from a sea treader, because that's definitely where this vehicle gets all its power. But in exchange, you get a true home away from home, with all the space you could ever need. Now, to show you just how much stuff you can actually fit inside this submarine, I decided I would try and customize my own as much as possible to try and make it look as nice as I could. So in the cockpit here, I've put down a number of chairs and desks to simulate the 6-person crew that's needed to pilot this submarine, along with the various radios and medical equipment that anyone would need if they were actually piloting this submarine for real. Moving back into the next room, I've put down a ton of lockers, along with a few fabricators and modification stations, along with battery chargers to keep you going on a long journey. And most importantly, I've put in a vending machine so you can have quick snacks on the bridge. This room also has our first docking bay containing our Seamoth, and as you can see, there is still plenty of room left over. Moving back into our third room, I wanted to create a kitchen/living area. So here you can see I've put down another vending machine, various coffee machines, some bins to get rid of all your rubbish, and a nice set of table and chairs. I've also put down a number of grow beds so we can grow all the food we need on board, so we can supply our kitchen and make the submarine completely self-sufficient. And in my fourth area, I decided I'd create a bit of a recreation room. So I've put down some benches along with a grow bed and some planters to really bring the room to life and try and give it a relaxing vibe. This room also contains our second docking area, so you can see my prawn suit is set up here, and when we get out of it we can have a nice look at these lovely plants to calm us down from whatever horrors we've seen in the ocean. And our fifth and final area contains our engine along with our upgrade consoles for our docked vehicles. I've chosen to keep this area mostly blank, but there's still plenty of space to put things down. Heading down into the bottom of the ship, I decided to turn this area here into a makeshift aquarium. As you can probably tell, by this point I was starting to run out of practical ways to use all of this space, so I just started to fill the gaps with stuff that I thought looked cool. Heading down to our battery storage area, I decided to keep things quite simple by just putting down a few wall lockers and a couple of plants to spruce the place up. And one other really cool thing about this space is as it's directly below the cockpit, you can actually climb up this window and use it to get back to the middle of the ship. And heading up to the top of the submarine, I decided I'd turn this space into a nice looking bedroom, making use of the viewing windows to give the area a luxury feel. The submarine also has 2 different exit hatches, one here on the top and a more typical one on the bottom. Now, much like the Cyclops, this submarine has 3 different speeds that you can use to travel through the water, and also comes with a toggleable shield to help deal with incoming collisions. Now, the submarine also comes with an agility mode, which helps you get into tighter spots than you probably should. By default, the submarine controls like a Cyclops, meaning you're restricted in how you can move. But if you toggle agility mode, the submarine pilot's more like a Seamoth, letting you drive at some incredibly dangerous angles. Now, another really cool thing about this submarine is that it actually has cameras on it, so if you press F while you're driving it, you can actually get different points of view and drive at the same time. Now, while the submarine is strong, it isn't completely indestructible, so let's see if we can test out how strong it really is. So it seems Reapers only do about 1% damage to the ship's hull, which is absolutely nothing. This vehicle is mega strong. So something is actually doing damage to me right now, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's me colliding with fish or something like that, because my health is dropping and I don't know why. I think maybe the small fish are doing a tiny amount of damage, which stacks up when you run into things. I'm not really sure, but my health is definitely dropping and I'm not really crashing into anything major. Okay, so I've spawned in a ghost leviathan. Let's see what this can do. Okay, you definitely did do me some damage. You know, either way, you are seriously well protected in this thing. I don't think you're going to be taking much damage from anything. Maybe the sea dragon could give it a run for its money, but at the moment, reapers and ghost leviathans don't really pose much of a threat. I mean, when you do 1 damage, you're not particularly scary. All right, so I've spawned in a load of ghost leviathans now. Let's see how long this is going to take. All right, that did like, what, 3 damage? Something like that? 1, 2? It's very bizarre. I'm not sure how the damage is calculated. Yeah, ram it. Oh, I'm in the void. I didn't mean to come out here. This thing is super, super tanky. I brought out the sea dragon. What's it gonna do? Let's see. Is its fire breath gonna melt me, or is it gonna do nothing? Crunch! Okay, that really didn't do anything. This thing really is like a tank. It's so strong. You really don't have to worry about anything when you're in this thing. Okay, trying to get this thing destroyed is actually really quite difficult. You really have to go out of your way to die in this thing. Okay, let's see what happens when this thing actually dies. So the alarm is going off. I think it's time to get the hell out of here. Even outside, it's still really loud. You can hear that alarm going off. It looks like the submarine's actually listing ever so slightly. It's turning to one side. Still that little red alarm on the inside there. Oh, wow, look at that. That is such a well done explosion. I like how my vehicles got ejected as well, so they're not completely dead. Although my sea moth might be about to get crushed. Is it gonna die? Oh, no, we're just about all right. Oh, wow, look, it's balanced. It's balanced itself on that little pillar. For now, it's about to fall. It's not going to last for long. Oh, down it goes. Oh, is it going to stay there? Okay, it's kind of propped itself up. It's got its final resting place, pointing towards the sky that it will never see again. And much like the Cyclops, this thing now looks like it's now a wreck on the seafloor. So you can now go inside and still get all your stuff, but this thing is completely dead. I do like how your vehicles are actually ejected from the vehicle before it explodes, because losing those would kind of suck. Oh look, it looks like it's actually being propped up on my prawn suit. Look at that. The fact this has a full explosion and destroyed model is honestly super duper cool. I think the fact that these windows are destroyed are probably even cooler than the front window, because that one I can understand because it's so big, but you can even go through this tiny window on the side. Look how cool that is. It'd be really cool to see one of these integrated in some kind of story mod. Imagine just like swimming along the seafloor and then you run into like the wreck of a beluga. That would be so cool. The beluga, or the Atlas, whichever you prefer to call it, is actually available to download right now, so I'll leave a link down below if you wish to try it out for yourself. Hopefully we'll see a submarine like this in Subnautica 2, but for now this is absolutely incredible, so go and give the developers some love. Now I need to go and crash this thing into some reapers to show them who's boss. So I'll see you guys next time. And special thanks to my patrons, Asmodeus Matthias, Graham DeLoye, Baron Windy, and Immortal for making this video possible.